And we are live. Welcome everyone. This is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And before we begin, this channel is proudly sponsored by pt2 Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay what you want tabletop RPG where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their micro red category of games. They are ready to play tabletop RPGs with their settings and a streamlined version of the red system, so they are perfect for pick up and play. You will also find it in the description and in the pinned comment. Today, we are continuing the Traveler Secrets of the Ancients campaign. We have Josh and Miguel, just like in last time. And first of all, Josh, yes, thank you for being here. And tell me, what do you think of this whole murder thing with Glenn Beckett? Is there something behind it? Is it a simple altercation? Is there like an evil conspiracy or plan? What do you think?
I think he definitely came across something that he wasn't supposed to. That's my hunch, and that they went ahead and silenced him, so to speak. Um, I'm interested to delve in, and if we can find any clues here at the morgue, hopefully we can kind of put this together one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. There are some hints that point out to potential foul play beyond the average murder, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, thank you, Miguel, for being here. And for those that do not know, Miguel is one of the masterminds of the Red Room Publishing. Definitely, like I said, check it out. And Miguel, do you think there is corruption within the Regina system, the Regina
Well,
law
of course.
enforcement?
Oh yeah, I always think there's corruption everywhere. So yeah, definitely there are some. Maybe we can find it, but yeah, it
Yeah,
should be behind this.
yeah, because it's very suspicious for those that didn't watch the previous episode. And please check out the playlist. There was this communication, private communication within with uh, Palad Norim, the chief inspector of the Regina Public Order Commission. And for whatever reason, it looks like he didn't want Trenton and Jury to know that there was Tusal, a drug that numbed the body and the senses and that could be used as an anesthetic. It was found on Glenn Beckett's body, but they didn't want Trenton and Jury to know for whatever reason. Yeah, so, and for everybody, just like a small summary, an old friend and like uncle type of figure, Glenn Beckett, was murdered. Trenton and Jury went to Regina to as inheritors of his belongings and his fortune. They were tasked with taking the body to the planet Allel, but they are discovering that things are not what they seem. And so it begins. You are taken by Vicky into the morgue. The environment is cold. You are surrounded by various cylinders, obviously housing the bodies, until you are led in front of a cylinder at the far end of the room, almost at the center. Vicky turns to look at you and speaks. Brace yourselves, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I am going to remove the screen that keeps the people from watching the corpse from outside of the cylinder. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Go ahead, I'm used to that.
Vicky presses a button and the cylinder becomes transparent, showing Blend's body inside. The body looks just as you saw him. a year and a half ago. It almost seemed as if he has aged very little. His short, almost completely white hair, cut, almost in a military way. But his chest, Glenn Beckett's chest, exhibits a hole at the very center, close to the heart. Vicky immediately continues. If you want, I can give you access to further examine the body. This is standard procedure. Do you wish me to open the cover so that you can take a closer look?
Yes, please.
Vicky presses another button, and a screen slides, providing you direct contact with the body.
I want to take a closer look at that chest wound.
Vicky speaks. If you want to, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I look at it. Can I? And I'm talking to Vicky now. Can I examine the body? Is there any?
Vicky pauses for a moment, looks at her notes, and speaks. Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so I proceed to examine the body and try to understand what happened. Well, doctor
Roll,
stuff.
roll the relevant characteristic and skill.
Eight.
Yuri can see that the shot is too perfect. It looks as if Glenn offered almost no resistance.
Vicky, do you have any information about this wound? Something that I cannot observe right now from your records.
Well, it is very odd that to me it seems as if the. I was going to say the victim, but I know you were close to him. Poor Glenn. It looks like he was, by my guess, drugged.
Was any drug found on his system at the time?
Vicky's eyes widen for a moment, looks at her notes, looks at Yuri, and speaks. No, we only found the traces of alcohol.
How much alcohol? Enough for him to be, let's say, unconscious?
I would say, based on my current experience, to the brink of it. It is possible that he was unconscious, but the alcohol levels, I would say that he was in a state of torpor.
Maybe some medication that wasn't actually a drug, but when mixed up with alcohol would have that effect, perhaps.
That is a very good assumption.
I stop pacing back and forth for a moment, and lean in towards Vicky and gently just touch her on the elbow. Vicky, could you be a doll for a moment? Do you mind, just for courtesy, giving us a moment with poor Vlyn here? This really is a lot to take in.
Trenton must roll the relevant characteristic and skill.
9.
Vicky blushes for a moment and speaks. Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll give you your privacy. I'll move over there while I check on some notes. I'll be at the far end of the room if you need me.
Thank you, Vicky.
Vicky moves away.
I'll walk forward, looking over Yuri's shoulder. So, what do you think, partner?
Hmm, I'm not sure about this. Something is wrong. Maybe they aren't saying something.
They definitely don't want to mention the drugs, do they?
Hmm.
I tell you.
Wondering. I have no idea what to do now. Okay, I can draw blood because it's dead, obviously. Maybe a piece of skin. I'll try to do
Well,
that. Is there any instrument I can use here? I look around.
Yuri can spot a scalpel in one of the adjoining tables.
She's not here, right? She's
she's at,
away. Okay, so
yeah, I see her. She's at the far end. I tell you what, you go ahead and do what you have to do,
I
Yuri.
pick up
You go
the
talk with
scalpel
her.
and I'll try to draw a bit of skin.
Yuri was thinking in the future of what he was going to attempt, but Vicky returns. So, do you have enough time? Because I really need to hurry things up. This is sadly not the only casualty. I also wanted to mention that there are some things that, as inheritors, they belong to you. In addition to the credits that you received, he also had on his person 13,400 credits. Should I send it to one of your accounts?
Certainly, Mr. Zarkov handles our finances, so if you would do that. But I just want to be a little blunt here. This is an unusual situation. I want to ask, obviously, we need to get this man to our ship. What will he be placed in for travel?
We will place him in a metallic container, standard procedure.
A metallic, like a sealed container of some sort. Is that what I'm
It's
to
a
understand?
sealed container and it's very practical to open if necessary. But we need to, of course, make
Perfect.
the paperwork. We will have it ready by tomorrow. Let's see. Vicky looks at her watch. It's 11:30 p.m. So it's pretty late. But as you can see, we have so many people to handle. The security forces have been having a lot of trouble dealing with various attempts lately.
I understand, and you've been such a gem, Vicky. I really appreciate your help with this.
Very well. I also found two other things that are noteworthy, and I think that you should have. I have already made the necessary procedures and filled the forms. He also had a Travelers Aid Society card. If you are not members, you are now fully free to enter any of the Traveler Aid Society hostels. There is actually a hostel. In fact, the hostel where the killing happened, just a block from here.
You said the Travelers Aid Society? Is that what that's called?
Yes, yes, and based on my reports, let's see. Of course, Mr. Yuri, you are also a member of the Travelers Aid Society, am I correct?
No, yes, I am.
So, Mr. Trenton, I think this card should belong to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, is this? I assume you've tracked down any documentation of any affairs he might have had going on here that needs to be wrapped up, or possibly unpaid bills, or things of that
That's the
nature.
most unusual thing, Mr. Faust. We found almost nothing on Blend's on Mr. Beckett's body, not even a com system. What we did find were used tickets for middle passage on board the Great Eastern Travel Liner from Rylanor to Regina. But that is more than a month away from here. That planet, yes, more than a month.
Well, that's good information to have at least. Do you mind if we just have all of those items maybe placed in an envelope or whatnot, and we'll just take them on with us?
Yes, of course.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Yuri, or before we get out of Miss Vicky's hair?
No, I don't think it's something else that can be done here.
Very well, then I will escort you, gentlemen. I will make sure that the body is delivered to your ship. Let me check the reports. Ah, yes, the Squire, right?
That's right.
It will be delivered first thing in the morning around 9 a.m. We have already spoken with your AI, Simon.
Thank you. Simon will definitely take good care of that for us.
Very well. And Vicky motions for you to follow her outside of the morgue.
Farewell for now, Glenn. Come on, Yuri. Let's see what else we can get into before the night's over.
Yeah.
As Vicky leads you outside of the building, she speaks. You can, of course, sleep back at your ship, but I also recommend the Traveler Hostel that is a block from here. That is, if it doesn't bring you bad memories, since that's the place where the killing happened.
Well, I think we should stay there.
I agree. It's been a long day. I really don't feel like walking all the way back to the ship.
All right, good night, gentlemen. And without even waiting for a reply, Vicky goes back inside of the building.
Maybe we can make some inquiries at the place.
It's not a bad idea. Oh, what a day. That Detective Adoy, do you remember exactly when he wanted to meet up at the Flotsam?
I have a bad memory.
Uh,
Yeah.
Both of you suddenly remember that he will meet you at 11 a.m. in the Flotsam.
What time is it now? I look at my watch.
Do you see that the current time is 11 p.m. 45 at night?
Okay, so 12 hours. Well, it's late, I guess.
it is. I start walking casually towards our resting place for the evening.
There are various signs pointing to the Traveler's Aid Hostel, so it is easy enough to spot. And now you find yourselves in front of a two-story building, metallic, pristine looking, with a neon sign clearly indicating that it is the Traveler's Aid Society Hostel. Out of the building, there are three figures. A small robot, not taller than your waist. The head is a single screen. It moves on wheels and has two arms, and begins slowly moving away from the building. There is also a couple, a man and a woman, moving out, speaking out loud. You overhear their conversation. The man is speaking about getting a large house in Dancado, and the woman is not too sure as they walk away.
Decent looking place.
Yeah. Is the I look at the robot. Is the robot related to this in any way? It's just passing through.
Suddenly, Yuri finds himself talking about general matters. He notices that the robot is moving further away to Yuri's left towards a block where there is a small restaurant selling sandwiches.
I follow Yuri's eye line and just kind of look up and down the street for a moment, taking in the general aesthetics of this street and area.
Trenton must roll the relevant characteristic and skill. Reckon. Reckon.
4.
Trenton notices nothing unusual or out of place.
Well, shall we? I begin to walk
Yep.
into the front of the building.
Let's go.
The automated doors slide to the side, and you see that the reception is empty except for a boring looking man almost falling asleep on his right hand, dressed with a brown jacket, and he has the name of Robert on his left part of his breast. He looks at you and with a yawn says, "Oh, welcome."
Good evening, Robert.
Oh, how can I help you?
Well, we wish to stay here for tonight.
All right. Can I see your traveler's society card?
Sure, sure. I draw the card.
Robert takes the card for a moment, examines it, scans it, and gives it back to you. And he speaks. Yes, it's all good. As you can see on the screen, take room 4. It has two beds. It's all ready for you for use.
Okay. So
I
let's
lean
look.
into Robert. Robert, let me cut to the chase here, friend. I pull out my old detective badge. I'm Detective Faust. I need your help. There was a man that stayed here a couple of weeks ago. Flynn Beckett. How long has he been here for? I need all the records pertaining to this man.
Robert blinks twice,
Come on now, this is urgent.
slaps himself a little,
You want us
and
to
he
go ahead and take
speaks.
you in?
You mean the incident of the shooting,
Yes.
the Beckett guy?
Yes, Robert. I need to know all you've got in here, what records are of when he was here.
But I already revealed everything that I saw to the public office.
I glanced around. I know you've got cameras in here too. Come on now.
Yes, but I don't want to get into any trouble. Well, I'll tell you what I know. All right, I have already spoken to the officers sent, but that night happened 4 days ago, if I remember correctly. That night, 3 individuals and Mr. Beckett came in. Of course, as a member of the society, he is allowed to bring guests. So I paid them no mind. There were 2 burly fellows. They look very strong. And a red-headed man. They went in, it was all pretty normal. But after a while, they went out, and before leaving, one of them said that they had spilled some drinks in Mr. Beckett's room. And we went to check, and he was dead.
That's all you remember?
That is all.
Were you here that night? You were the one?
I was here.
You were here, Robert? Okay, okay. Well, I appreciate you helping me. I know that it's late. Do me a favor. Get you some coffee. We're going up to our room, and if you can think of anything else, or if you can come across any footage, you let me or Yuri here know. I
Well,
reach
there
out
is
and
this very odd thing, but I already told the officer the cameras, all of the security devices, the electronic equipment went down as that occurred. The cameras ended up permanently damaged. The footage, we still have it, but it looks so grainy for whatever reason, and I've
Was
never
it
seen.
that issue, that problem? Did it happen how long before they arrived, or at the exact moment?
It was at the exact moment when they were leaving.
So you do have footage of them entering, then, Robert?
I do, sir. Yes.
Ooh. Well, if you would just bring it up to the room here when you wake yourself up, and I'll think of any other questions we might have for you.
Well,
Ah,
I could show it to you right now on the screen if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
I look around the lobby just to make sure that there's no more prying eyes.
Trenton must roll the characteristic plus reckon.
8.
There is nothing unusual, but Trenton can hear a voice down one of the corridors of a woman speaking. Yes, so that robot came in very faintly. That robot came in, and he was looking to deliver a message to Beckett, to the Glenn Beckett guy that died a few days ago. But well, he's dead, of course, and the voice faded away. Robert continues. Here's the footage. Look, as you can see on screen, you see the two men and the red-headed gentleman going with Mr. Beckett through this hallway. It leads to room 5, just next to yours. The footage displays the individuals walking along, and only the red-headed man and Glenn Beckett going into the room, as the other two muscular guys of long hair. One has long, uh, dark brown hair. The other one has long blonde hair. They stay outside of the room, and then Robert continues. They had a conversation for about 30 minutes. Let me speed up the footage. And as you can see, after those 30 minutes pass, one of the muscular guys, he suddenly went out for about 20 minutes and returned. And as you can see here in the footage, the footage displays the muscular man going back and this time entering the room. He exits the room once more and stands next to the other man flanking the room. Robert continues. Then 15 minutes pass and the redhead man goes outside, as you can see on the footage. And that's when they started to make their exit from the hostel. But before, one of these gentlemen told me that they spilled some drinks and they needed the room to be cleaned, and that's when we found the body. And then the footage went out completely. As you can see, it cuts off almost immediately as they are making their way towards the reception.
So, is there any point in this recording where you can see the faces of the men?
There is no close capture of the faces. It's
Mm.
unfortunate
Can
because of
you
the
amplify it or
graininess.
something? Probably not
Uh,
here.
we don't have that equipment. This security system is a bit antiquated. I've been asking for them to update it, but it's pretty. Some would consider it primitive. Perhaps that's why it got damaged with whatever thing that caused the blackout. Everything was failing, except for some of the lights, but they still blinked.
You mentioned a second room they were going in and out of.
It was only room 5. They only used a single room.
A
Sorry if I
single
was
room.
not correct in my explanation or it was not clear. Just room 5 next to your own room.
And that's under Vlin's name for the night.
He was the only one there. And it is just recently that we managed to open it once more to the travelers because the room was thoroughly examined. And as I understand it, I overheard one of the people carrying out the investigation It looks like some sort of chemical agent was used to dissolve the evidence. So whoever did the crime, and I suspect, of course, based on the footage, that perhaps it was the red-headed man. Maybe he sprayed something around the room before leaving.
Did that thing damage the painting or something?
No, it seemed to be some sort of very specialized agent. The substance didn't damage anything inorganic.
Hmm. Right. That's interesting.
Well, Robert, just to be on the safe side, why don't you go ahead and produce that room key for us too, so we can make sure that the locals did their job.
Hmm, I'm not sure I'm authorized to do that. Trenton must make the relevant characteristic and skill roll.
12.
But seeing as you are probably in charge of the investigation, I know I shouldn't get in the way of the law. Here's the key for the room.
I appreciate that, Robert. I hate to put all this on you, but we're just doing our job.
All right.
Um,
If you don't need any more help, I think I should take a little nap. I am about to fall asleep.
all right, Robert. Well, don't sleep too much, buddy.
Just a power nap. I think that will be enough.
I walk away from the counter,
I follow
pacing.
him.
Yuri, let's head to our room, unload, and we'll have time to talk about what our thoughts are and
Yep.
relax for a moment, I suppose. Robert, where's our room at, buddy? Is it upstairs?
Robert was almost falling asleep. Ah, yes. No, go down. It's here in this first floor. Go down the that hallway to your left, and as you can see here on the screen, it will be a door to the right. It's room 4, next to room 5.
Thank you, Robert. I make my way to room 4.
And so Trenton is now in front of room 4.
I accompany him.
The door slides to the right side, giving access to a simple room with 2 bunk beds, a small metal desk, a closet, and a small writing table with a chair.
Looks like they're pulling out all the stops for us here, Yuri.
This is a strange situation.
That it is. I pull out the chair at the desk and sit.
We have this professional guys. They hack into the cameras. Whatever it was, chemical stuff. They prove. Mm.
I begin eyeing the wall leading to room 5 and just looking for any signs.
Trenton can see nothing unusual whatsoever.
I suppose we can make our way over there in a bit and look through. I'm not sure we'll find anything.
Probably not, but I guess we have to try.
Absolutely. I toss down my bag and kick back for a moment.
Yeah, I'll sit down for a few minutes.
I did hear someone in the hallway mentioning, I guess, that robot you were eyeing that was leaving the the hostel here. Apparently, they were trying to deliver a message to Glenn. It'd be interesting to be able to get a hold of that somehow.
Hmm.
Might have to try to track that down before we leave out with his body.
Yep. I think that should be better, yes. It might be related.
Definitely could. All right. Well, no rest for the wicked, I suppose. I stand
No,
before I get too tired. I'll be like Robert.
okay, so let's go.
Absolutely. I just tap the key for room 4 on Yuri's chest and hand it to him. And
And
proceed
so that
out
is
the room.
accomplished. Suddenly, somebody knocks on your door, and it's Robert's voice. Excuse me. I remember something important. Can I come in?
Absolutely. I open the door for Robert.
The door opens, and Robert speaks. This perhaps could be a minor detail, but as I understand it, people around the hostel also experienced problems with their devices and equipment. I even heard travelers mentioning that one of his firearms that was highly specialized with a computer system was not working. So whatever caused the error of the devices and the camera and everything else, it affects all devices within a certain radius.
Okay.
That's
That's
very interesting.
Yes, well, now I'll go back to taking another power nap.
Well, thank you, Robert. Even if you think something's minor, we'll be glad to hear from you.
Yes, I'll see if I remember anything else.
after your next power nap.
And Robert moves away.
What a character, I tell you.
So you have the key, right?
Absolutely. I walk over in front of the door to the room that the incident occurred at and just reflect before going in.
As soon as the key is placed on the sensor, the door slides, and a very luxurious room is revealed. A single bed, but also a couch large enough for 3 people, an elegant wooden desk. The closet is also uh, finally decorated with wood carvings. It is a room completely different from your own.
Well, shit, we might have to just go get our bags at this point. I proceed to walk into the room, just casually looking around, picking up on any minor details.
Yeah, I'll look around as well, searching for something that seems out of place.
Both Trenton and Yuri must roll the characteristic that is relevant plus reckon skill.
8.
9.
Yuri spots a piece of synthetic material just wedged within the cushions of the couch, and it is unlike anything that he has seen before. The material is unidentifiable. It looks like the chipped part of a plastic card. And Trenton notices that based on the hole on the corpse, it is quite likely that the shooting occurred while Glenn was sitting on the couch.
I just kneel down in front of the couch. It looks like he was sitting here, partner.
I pick up the the piece and take a closer look at it.
Yuri must roll the relevant characteristic and skill.
Rolled a 11.
Yuri has seen such materials before in an old exhibit of technology from the ancients, an almost mythological civilization that is rumored to be responsible of the creation of many things throughout the entire universe.
Do I remember what is this supposed to be?
Trenton can hear Yuri asking out loud.
What do you got there?
I can't remember what this is, but this is very ancient. I saw this somewhere. While
Yuri has no other details or recollection of the purpose, but he is absolutely certain that the material is one of the rumored materials of the ancients.
I rub my hand back and forth along the cushions of the couch.
Why the hell should this be here?
Suppose one of those larger gentlemen were probably carrying it, I assume.
Yeah.
I yank the couch out from the wall a bit, glean around behind it and underneath.
Trenton must roll the relevant characteristic and skill, the skill being reckon.
7.
Trenton can see nothing of interest.
Very interesting. Let me see that little piece of plastic you got there. What is this?
Take it. It's strange that they left it here. The police was here and they left it. Why? It wasn't that well hidden.
If I had to take a guess, they probably didn't look very well. I could be wrong, but maybe they were just here to kind of clean up after him.
Yeah.
It's very odd. I stand and maneuver over to the bed and just kind of glance around in that area as well.
Trenton must roll the characteristic plus reckon.
9.
The bed looks too well made for Trenton, as if it hasn't been used for several days.
Yeah, look here. It doesn't even look like anybody's been in this bed for a while. You know how housekeeping is. They hardly do anything as it is. So Vlyn has a meeting here with these gentlemen. What for? Why? Or did they just bring him here to kill him?
Yes, that's also a possibility.
How'd they get all them drugs in them? Or did he put them there himself? So many questions. I've always been known to party, but he never really wanted to do a whole lot with me, so that would be slightly uncharacteristic of him. I don't know.
Well, 3 guys could just grapple him and inoculate the drug. We don't know much about the drug as well, or almost nothing.
I look down at my feet where I'm standing to see what's underneath them.
Trenton must roll the characteristic plus reckon.
9.
It is quite clear for Trenton that the floor has been well swept, and the room keeps giving the impression that it has not been used for at least a week before the cleanup from the Regina crew.
Yeah, this place is spotless. They definitely either cleaned it very well or it just hasn't been used in a while.
Well, if they were trying to cover up something, they did it.
Absolutely. Well, let's take one more sweep around the room. If you don't see anything, I guess we can just relax until the morning.
Yeah.
As Trenton and Yuri look around, they find nothing else of interest or that looks suspicious.
I take a pause for a moment, looking back at the couch where the incident occurred, before just leaving the room.
Time to get some rest.
Agreed.
Trenton must roll the relevant characteristic and skill related to the use of any weapon, firearms.
11.
It looks to Trenton that the shot was made from an angle as the individual was exiting the room.
You stand right where you are. Don't move, partner. I look
Okay.
back at him as he's standing in the doorway. Put my fingers towards him. That's it right there. He got him as he was walking out.
Trenton reassesses his understanding of the situation. Beckett was resting on the couch, but whoever did the shot did it from the door.
I'm sorry. As he was walking out, he turned to shoot him on the couch. Not that that helps a lot, but
Yeah. So he was sitting. Maybe there was a meeting after all.
he did mention, our friend Robert, that there were other people here having electronics issues at the same time. It makes you wonder if there were people on this hall that might have heard the shot. But of course, with them being professionals and using all these weapons we're not too sure of, I don't know that there'd be anything to even hear. I don't know, damn it. It's too much for my brain for this one day. It's time to go back to our room and relax, I think.
Yep, let's go.
And so you are back in the room.
I kick my shoes off and start taking my gear off as well.
I'll prepare for lying down.
I set my watch as usual for the early wake up in the morning and hop up onto the top bunk. Simon?
Simon replies, yes, Trenton, what is it?
Any excitement down there?
No, just I was contacted about they're going to be delivering the corpse of Beckett in the morning at 9 a.m.
Perfect. Just do us a favor and make sure that you take note of everything that happens when they bring that body for us, please.
Yes, of course. After all, this ship, I feel as if it is my body.
Yes, it is. Very good. All right. I guess it's time for shut eye, Yuri. See you in the morning, partner.
Yeah, see you.
And so the travelers go to rest, and Yuri recovers 1d6. Yuri must roll 1d6, and applying the endurance modifier, and Yuri recovers that amount in endurance points.
Okay.
The night passes without events, and Robert arrives with a large tray with a complimentary breakfast on part of the Traveler's Aid Society. He informs you both that it is a courtesy of those that first arrive to Regina in this particular hostel. It is a simple breakfast of eggs and bread and orange juice.
Well, thank you, Robert. It's mighty kind of you.
Yes, it's my pleasure. And he steps away from the room.
Wait, Robert,
Oh, yes, what is it?
let me ask you, when you've got like food deliveries or messaging droids or whatnot, do you keep any record of those coming in?
No, not usually because they are always coming in. In fact, last night there was this messenger robot. He was actually, yeah, looking to deliver a message for Mr. Beckett, but the robot has just been updated. His database has been updated with the information that Beckett has passed away. The message should still be in his memory bank, and he should be returning because he was looking for another traveler unrelated to Mr. Beckett, of course, but the traveler was away. So I bet that if you wait at least for 20 minutes, the messenger robot should be arriving soon.
I really appreciate that, Robert. You've been extremely helpful. Let me uh, let me give you my com link. That way, you can get in touch with me at any point if you get any more information. We can
Uh,
definitely eat our breakfast and wait on the robot, though.
all right. Yes, thanks. I will do that. Yeah. Robert moves away.
Well, good morning, sunshine.
Yeah. So a message. That would be, well, maybe interesting.
Let's hope so, because we ain't got dick yet. Just a bunch of questions from this place.
Let's hope the robot will deliver it to us as well.
Agreed. On all my gear and reload my revolver from the morning before. As
As you
I'm prepared for the
continue,
day, I grab my nice breakfast platter and take it into the lobby to eat.
as Trenton does that, Robert almost bumps into Trenton, coming back. Ah, the messenger robot is here. Do you wish to talk to it?
Yes, absolutely.
Of
Thank you,
course.
Robert.
And Robert leads you towards the robot that is waiting at the reception. The small robot, the same robot you saw last night. The face, a huge black screen with two yellow dots representing eyes. The robot speaks. I have a message for Glenn Beckett, but I have just been updated that he has passed away. I have checked the official records, and it mentions that, as Mr. Robert said, Yuri Sarkov and Trenton Fast are the inheritors of Mr. Beckett. Is that correct?
It is correct, yes.
Delivering message now as inheritors. This message is from Yaros Ujinka from the Department of History, University of Regina. The subject is meeting. The message is as follows. Dear Glenn, I have returned from Beck's world and am now available for that meeting we discussed at your convenience. If you would care to visit me at my home in Dancado, I shall be delighted to receive you and discuss topics of mutual interest. Yours, Professor Ujinka. As you can see on my face, the screen on the robot switches to a map showing the area of Dancado with data that is 1 hour drives away, 1 hour of driving to the east of Credo, and an address is given. As you can see on screen, Professor Ujinka wants you to visit her as inheritors. I am sure she has something important to tell you. Do you need more information?
I continue to sip on my orange juice. I'll let you talk with this one, Yuri. You seem to be a lot better with all these bots.
Um, when was this message supposed to be delivered?
It was supposed to be delivered 4 days ago. I came in, but there was an investigation undergoing. I had no way of contacting Beckett or knowing anything about him. I had to deliver other messages to other travelers in the meantime.
So when you arrived here, Beckett was already dead, right?
That is correct. Maybe I am stepping out of line, but are any of you familiar with people altering or hacking into robots in Regina recently?
Nope.
I have been programmed to experience worry in order to better connect with the people I am delivering messages to. Oh, by the way, I am sorry for your loss, and I am extremely worried because I saw a suspicious looking individual tampering with some of the robots in the area.
When was that?
That was 3 days ago. Blip blip. I have also noticed that we have been suffering failures in our systems ever since Mr. Beckett died.
Hmm. So we have been told that there was a problem with the electronics and communications at the moment he died. Has that kind of thing repeated? Has been repeated?
Searching my database, there have been two instances. One near Dancado, the other one in Startown, just on the opposite end of Dancado.
When that happened in Dancado?
In Dancado, it happened 2 days ago. In Startown, it happened yesterday morning.
I put my toast on the platter and sit at the side for a moment. Yuri, how good are you with droids and electronics and such?
Well, not an expert, but I've had some experience with it. What are you thinking?
The robot
You
overhears you. Oh, that is a good thing that you mentioned because I have heard that the devices were able to be repaired by skilled experts in electronics. I have had reports of people tampering with their devices after the failure occurred, and they are actually able to restore their devices and, in some cases, their weapons.
You mentioned your database. What exactly are you tied into here? Where are you getting your information from?
I have to routinely connect to the terminals placed around the city in order to update the information concerning the news about the city and any official revealed data.
Hmm. You know our pilot on the Squire, Yuri. It'd be nice if he was more knowledgeable at times.
It would, yes. Mm,
Hmm.
The robot speaks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have more messages to deliver. Would that be all?
But of course,
The small robot moves away, and Robert speaks. That thing that the robot mentioned, it makes some sense because, well, I'm not very skilled when it comes to electronics, but now I wonder if I perhaps could have been able to repair some of the systems when the blackout occurred, because that is the strangest thing. About half an hour when the systems went down, they went back up.
hmm. Did you, did you repair them? Are you
No,
that good, Robert?
that is the strangest thing. Some of they just went back online.
Hmm. I glanced down at my watch to see what time it is.
It is 11 a.m. It is late for the meeting
It
with
is.
in the flotsam.
Well, Robert, I appreciate your help, but we've really got to get moving. Could you tell us how close the flotsam is from here?
Oh, that's it should be fast enough if you take public transportation. There should be a taxi. There are always taxis moving in front of here. It should be about 10 minutes. It's pretty close to the main area of Star Town. To the yes, just keep going to the west.
okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Let's take the cab then. 10 minutes. Well, maybe wait for us.
Oh, I have no doubt. I exit the front of the building, trying to hail a taxi, waving my hand.
A shoddy looking ground car, wheeled, pulls over. The driver pulls down the window and speaks. So you want in? You need me to take you somewhere?
How fast can you get us to the flotsam?
Probably 9 10 minutes.
Sold.
Okay. That's good enough.
For both of you, that's going to be 10 credits.
Okay. I'll
I'll
take
make it
care.
20 if you get it in 8 minutes.
You got it. And so, as you board the vehicle, through a series of unconventional twists and turns, and sometimes exceeding the speed limit, you're taken to the flotsam. There you go.
Very efficient, sir. Here you go. I hand him the 20 credits.
Thank you. Best of
Well,
luck.
let me pay it. I'm carrying the money, so I'll do the accounting.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you. Best of luck in your endeavors. And the driver speeds away. And you see, just stepping outside of the flotsam, you recognize the individual known as Odoi. He looks at you, discreetly motions for you to come inside, and he goes inside as well.
Okay.
I proceed in the front of the building while just looking around to see what kind of foot traffic there is.
Trenton must roll the relevant characteristic plus reckon.
4.
Trenton notices a couple of men dressed in the uniform of the public officials of Regina. They are looking around and seem to be having an argument with a man. But at this distance, the words are not clear.
I walk past as I enter the building.
I step inside.
You can see the man identifying himself as Odoi in one of the farthest tables, almost at the corner, far end of the restaurant, and he motions for you to sit down.
I approach the table and then sit down.
I follow Yuri while just looking through at all the patrons.
And so it is done with nothing unusual happening. Odoi immediately speaks. Okay, so I already ordered 2 cups of coffee, you don't mind, right?
No,
Do you drink coffee?
I do drink coffee.
Coffee's good. Unless you got
Yes,
something
all right.
stronger.
Yes. Please sit. So let's cut to the chase, gentlemen. Yes, like I said, I was removed from the main investigation. And did you manage to spot a couple of officers just outside?
Indeed.
I am guessing that Mr. Paladnorib is letting things go out of his hands. He is thinking more about his reputation than anything else. What was your appraisal of the man? Wouldn't you agree?
He's the typical corrupt individual, I would assume.
Now, what exactly do you know about what happened to your friend Beckett?
Well, I know someone killed him. Detail wise, we hadn't really come across anybody that's willing to talk and tell us anything of use. Looks like somebody's just trying to sweep it under the rug, if you ask me.
Odoi removes his fedora, displaying his face pockmarked, wrinkled, his hair light brown, turning almost completely white, looks furrowing his brow, dead serious, and speaks. Have you ever heard of the name Ben Yasha?
Ben Yasha.
Ben Yasha.
I don't think so.
He has been in touch with your friend, Glenn Beckett.
And who is Yasha?
He is one of the greatest crime lords in Regina. He deals mostly with artifacts related to the ancient civilization. Now, I don't usually believe in those fairy tales, but if he is making a profit, perhaps there is something to it, right?
Perhaps.
Now, this is just my hunch, but I suspect that Ben Yasha was the one responsible for killing your friend.
So do you think our friend was in possession of a ancient artifact?
Who is to say? What I have investigated of Glenn Vackett is that he is sometimes strangely knowledgeable about the ancients and their culture. And as I understand it, he used to meet up with a professor. What was her name? Professor Eugenia or something.
Hmm. Yes. So she's an historian, archaeologist.
Yes, she's an archaeologist of the ancient civilization. She's somewhat controversial. She knows her stuff, but many do not pay enough attention to the research of the ancients. Some consider it, like I said, fairy tales, stories that you used to tell children to explain the existence of the universe and whatnot.
Well, what do you think about Mr. Norm?
I think Norum is either corrupt or has been deceived. He shouldn't have taken me out of the investigation. He said I was trying to link the case too much to Ben Yasha.
So I guess at the end of the day, that's why you're sitting here at the table with us. You're trying to take care of Ben Yasha.
Yes, because I am definitely sure that he has something to do with this. He has been in contact with Beckett. I know it for sure because I have been to some places in Startown and I've seen, at the very least, there is this red haired guy. I don't know his name, but he's always talking to individuals that make dealings with Yasha. And I saw Beckett talking to this red haired fellow several times.
So the red-headed man, he has no affiliation with the crime lord, or does he?
He must be one of his contacts. He must be perhaps his messenger at the very least,
Hmm.
because that's how I am suspecting that Ben Jasha communicated with Beckett through this red haired man.
Right.
Well, as two off worlders, as you can imagine, we have limited resources here so far. Do you have any other contact working with you on this, or are you just
No,
all
I
at
am
it alone?
alone. They have actually told people that I need some rest, some time off. They are saying it's not good for my mental health.
Is Ben Yasha aware that you are still investigating?
He has been active in Regina for many years. Is that what you are asking? We have never managed to find enough dirt to get him behind bars. He has always eluded us, and he's extremely skilled. We don't even know what he looks like. He's always acting through others.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. Has he been known to be in the drug trade as well?
No, no, never.
Hmm.
But if he ever wanted to secure those substances, I'm pretty sure he would know how to do it. His tendrils, his tentacles are all over the place.
So what is his main business?
The technology of the ancients.
Hmm.
Some people will pay a lot for any of those artifacts. Some say that normal looking statuettes are actually pieces of high technology and that people are ignorant on how to activate them or use them. But it is such a far fetched claim to say that those ancient artifacts can be used in current times. Perhaps they were just pieces of decoration. And they are so strange. Have you seen that some of the devices that they look have the appearance of plastic sometimes or even stone? I don't know much about those things. I never paid too much attention to it. to be perfectly frank.
So you said they took you off the case, right?
Yes, correct.
Did you get a chance to actually go to the hostel and look at the room?
No, they didn't allow me inside of the room, but I did manage to get a look at the footage.
Any thoughts?
Well, based on their appearance, I would say that the two burly looking individuals. Did you see the footage?
Yes.
Yes.
They look like muscle. They look like hired goons. And I saw that red haired man. That is definitely one of Ben Jash's underlings. And he was with your friend, Beckett. So if I were to make a guess, the red haired guy brought those couple of guys to intimidate Ben Jasha. And then whatever he spoke with, Beckett, and whatever he spoke with Beckett, it must have been of great importance. Perhaps that's why Ben Jasha wanted him dead, because Glenn Beckett perhaps knew too much about his operations.
I continue to sip on my coffee, pondering for a moment.
What about the archaeologist? Do you think she might be a target as well?
That is a very good assumption. What if the professor is in danger too? You should try to contact her. Do you know how to get to her place?
I think we can find her, not her place, probably her office, I think.
Ah, that is good. Because I didn't think about that. Could she be in danger? Or what if she is also working for Ben Jasha?
There's that option as well, of course.
Definitely a possibility considering how much money you have claimed this technology is worth.
Yes, and I still find it very ridiculous. Well, there are many eccentrics. I think most of them are just glorified art pieces.
So how much can one of those things cost in average?
Millions of credits.
Okay. And people buy it even not knowing if it works? Just
I don't know exactly how the transactions occur, but Ben Jasha always promises great wonders accomplished through the use of those artifacts.
well, it's a good business apparently.
Well, I guess we should make haste and try to go speak with Mr. Junker then.
Suddenly, the two officers that were spotted outside make their way into the restaurant, into the Flotsam. As soon as Odoy sees them, he exclaims, "Shit!" And he rushes into the bathroom, and leaves you two sitting at the table. The officers approach you. One of them speaks. Are you Mr. Yuri Sarkov and Trenton Faust?
Yes.
We have a message for you from Palad Norim. He wants you to contact him immediately. As I understand it, he gave you his contact information through your com device because the murderer, the killer of Beckett has been identified.
That's
Very well.
fantastic news.
Do you want me to tell him that you are available to communicate with him right now?
Sure.
Certainly.
The officer pulls out his com device and speaks. Yes, sir. They are available for conversation. You can connect to. Yes, Mr. Faust, have your com device at the ready, please.
Will do. I set it on the table so that everyone can hear.
The screen flashes on and the speakers activate. Uh, Hello, Mr. Sarkov, Mr. Faust. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Yes, this is Pilot Norim, Chief Inspector, and we have found our man. The killer was Darian Jack.
Who is he?
He is a dealer of Tusal, which is strange because it is unrelated to this case. But he is a dealer of Tusal, and he has no alibi. And he was near the hostel when the killing happened. We have our man. You must not worry about further investigations. This case has been solved.
Absolutely. Sounds like a pretty open and shut case. I'm super thankful that you caught the murderer.
We are happy to be of service. Do you
Yes.
have any questions before I proceed to other investigations?
What will you do with this man that killed our
Well,
dear friend?
we are going to interrogate him. We are going to process him. Protocol, business as usual. And yes, that will be decided by a court of law, of course.
Of course.
Very well. Congratulations on your arrest.
I am glad to have been of service. And now, I will leave you gentlemen another successful case solved. Goodbye, have a great rest of your day.
Goodbye.
He logs out. The officers nod and proceed to make their exit outside of the flood Sam.
Well, that couldn't have been more typical.
Yeah. I got him just in time. Oh, yeah. No, it's solved. Okay.
Out of the
It's
bathroom comes Odoy, removing a headpiece, and he speaks. I hope you don't mind that I heard the entire conversation,
Oh, not at all.
but that is strange, right? Like a dealer of Tusal was the killer.
no. I don't believe it.
It doesn't make sense.
Now, we did find that he had an enormous amount of Tusal in his blood system, and they intentionally covered that up, but I think that was all done just to shy us away.
That is very important. Ah, just on the top of my head. Could it be that Palad Norim is also working for Ben Yasha? But there is also the possibility that he just wants to cover his ass. He doesn't want people to know that there is the illegal trade of Tusal related to this killing.
Yes. I can believe that. Yeah. That's believable.
And what are your plans now, gentlemen?
Well, I think we should meet the archaeologist.
Yeah, I think after we finish our coffee here, we're going to zoom up the road and possibly speak with her. You're welcome to ride with if you would like. But no matter what you decide to do, I think you need to keep your head down. To be perfectly blunt with you, I think you've knocked one of the dominoes, and if they catch you, they're not going to be too happy.
Well, if it's not too much of a bother, I would love to go and meet up with this Professor Jinka. If you have, do you have her address?
We do.
Yep.
Then I can actually drive us there. It shouldn't take more than an hour. Do you want to come in right now after we finish our drinks?
You good with that,
Yes,
Yuri?
I think so.
Excellent. Let's hurry up. I am worried about what you said, Mr. Yuri, that she could be the target.
I think you're right. Let's go ahead and leave. We can always have a coffee at her place.
And so, in a hurry, you all proceed, led by Odoy, to a ground car parked outside, a wheeled vehicle. As he opens the doors for you to step inside, he speaks. The zone we are heading towards, Dancado, that is the rich people's area. They don't allow other cars apart from wheeled vehicles. I don't know what that is about, but if you work for the Regina Public Order Commission, it is possible to use grab cars. Sadly, we must take the wheeled approach.
Okay.
And so you move into the vehicle and you proceed to make the long drive. You notice that the city, the buildings are left behind. As you take a road into the highway, Odoy speaks. Now, perhaps you are newcomers to this planet, but as you can see through the windows, the trees here are very peculiar. They're constantly shifting their leaves, their foliage. It is a spectacle to see. They are always looking to get the best energy from the sun, but also they obtain energy from radiations from the nearby gas planets.
I did not know that. Very interesting.
As you continue to drive, Odoy speaks. I've just noticed there is a grab car following us. Let me slow down for a minute. Yes. That's definitely a car from the Regina Public Order Commission. They could be following us or they could be patrolling the area. What do you think?
Well, if I had to bet, I would say they are following us.
I hope they don't know that I am involved in this. Well, let's just continue driving casually. As you continue, there is a point where the car following you stops, and two men step outside and start to examine an area near some trees. Odoy immediately speaks. Maybe we are in luck. Maybe they're carrying out some other investigation. Look, they're just examining those trees over there.
Looks like we're in the clear then.
Yes. You continue to drive until you reach the address as various luxurious and elegant homes are spread about on the side of the road. Odoy makes a stop just in front of an area completely fenced with a tall black fence. In the trees, there are various drones hanging almost like monkeys. And Odoy speaks. Yeah, sometimes the rich people set up these drones. They are quite deadly in combat. They are there for security reasons. Don't pull out your guns because I don't think they will hesitate in firing.
Noted.
Odoy steps outside and opens the door for you to step outside as well.
Okay, I step out.
I step out behind Yuri, stretch for a bit. That was a bit of a drive. Place sure is nice. It does look like she's making quite a bit off these ancients. Looks like we're in the wrong business, Yuri.
Yes, that certainly seems to be the case.
What do you think, Adoy? Should we move on in?
There seems to be a speaking device. Let's press the button.
Absolutely.
Odoy presses the button and an electronic voice is heard. Welcome to the residence of Professor Ujinka. Please identify yourselves. Yes, I am Fred Smith, and I am here with Mr. Trenton Faust and Yuri Sarkov. They were the friends of the late Beckett. They received a message about Professor Eugenia wanting to meet with Beckett, so as their inheritors, they had come here to speak with her. Is that all right? The voice speaks once more. You may proceed. The gates open inwards. And the session ends here. Excellent. So what do you think about the session?
The plot thickens.
Very well said. Yes. Intrigue surrounds us.
And that's the complicated thing, right? Because there are like various leads.
Yeah,
You just have to.
this will take a long time to get into this, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. It's a campaign, right? So if it's a campaign, it's something that will last some time. So
An important
there must be
sci-fi
lots
campaign. So this is just one planet,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
But believe it or not, you are making a lot of progress because you are role playing. Like I said, this would have taken someone else like 6 hours. Like you have made a lot of progress. So I think
Good.
the pacing is really good.
was, I guess being just two people probably fastens it a little bit. Less conversations, less time planning
True.
stuff.
Yes, that's the advantage of smaller groups. Sometimes they get things done a bit quicker, but there
Yeah,
is always the disadvantage of less resources. So it's a bit
yeah,
of a balancing act.
of course, yes. That
Exactly.
that might become a problem when
Let's
there's
hope
something.
not.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
at
try
least
to
now
stay out of firefights.
you have Odoy.
Yes.
True.
Well, yes, it's probably if he stays alive, yes, I think it might be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, the few people we have at this point, my train of thoughts to keep them as close as possible because, it seems like everyone's truly in danger. So,
Yeah, and that was great, definitely. And but by the way, there was just those few moments that I like penalized Miguel because of the I will, but everything else was great.
Well,
oh,
I have told you that will happen.
That will happen, yeah.
That will happen. I usually tend to even I'm not talking about role playing games. I
Uh-huh.
tend to use the future tense because I don't know. It's an habit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's hard to control.
Well, I still hope that you enjoyed the session.
yeah,
Really?
absolutely. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very different than what I'm used to, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
In my case, well, we do a lot of investigation,
Oh,
so it's common things. But I usually am the game master, so it's different
uh,
because I'm the player now.
Okay, that's great because that sometimes as a game master, I speak from experience. Sometimes you want to be the player, like. Well, I don't know
Yeah,
about you, but yeah.
yeah, it's always good to be on the other side. Uh, I'm what we usually say like a forever game master.
Whatever game master.
Lately, I've had some opportunities to be a player, but for years I had never been able to play. So recently, that has changed a little bit.
And for me, it feels a bit like a vertigo type of experience because when you're the dungeon master, because you already know the maps, the plans, how everything is going to proceed, like you feel in complete control. But when you're the player, you feel like you're tossed into the middle of nowhere. Like, now what? So it's all up to you, but at the same time, it's very exciting because that uncertainty that I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, I don't know, that's also very exciting, especially when you make the right calls, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Josh and Miguel, and thank you to everyone watching us. We are going to continue in about a couple of weeks. That is from this Tuesday to the next. We will continue the adventure. But this Sunday, we're starting a new campaign with Miguel and his group featuring Cult Divinity Lost, the Black Madonna. So also, please check it out. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. If you wish to further support the channel, and thank you for those that are supporting the channel, take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment, join as a member, use the super thanks button, and definitely check out the Red Room Publishing's website. They are making a move to Lulu, right, Miguel?
Yeah, not yet, but
Not
by
yet.
the end of the year, we are going to sell only through Lulu
Only through
to
Lulu.
avoid
But
taxes from.
the main website is still going to be active, as I
Yes, it
understand
will
it.
be. Yes, I will keep it exactly as it is, except that instead of a buy button, there will be a link, because the Lulu site is a little bit difficult to browse around. So I'll just place the links there, and people go there and buy it to
Okay,
simplify
excellent.
their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So not much of a change.
All right. And remember, everyone, that yeah, this has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop role playing games, you are not telling stories about your characters, you are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you all. I am going to stop the recording in 10 seconds.